and welcome to the Homemade Podcast Sports. This is your host, J Pop. And welcome back to the Homemade Podcast Sports with your host, J Pops. Guys, today's date is October 29th, 2020 on this Wednesday afternoon. And my God, it is beautiful out here in the great city of Houston, Texas. Guys, it feels good too. Yesterday, it was pretty cold, but if you live down south and if you live in Houston, period, well, you know how this goes. One day it's cold, next day you might be out here in shorts. That's just the way it goes in Houston. But anywho, let's go ahead and get down to it. So on yesterday, I was breaking down all statistical rankings of our offense against that Arkansas's defense. So on this latest edition of the Homemade Podcast Sports, I'll be breaking down some more statistical rankings of our defense against that Arkansas's offense. So what's crazy is that I was checking my 247 Texas A&M News, and guys, if you're out there listening, please get that subscription to that. It's only about, I believe, $10 a month to receive all latest breaking news. That's all Texas A&M. 247 is a good site for you guys to go on and just get all kind of detailed information. I get a lot of things from on here, but I also have outside sources that's connected with that Texas A&M football program as well. So also, before I get into that, Demond Demas, from what I'm hearing on a inside source with Texas A&M is that Demond Demas should see the field. Don't be surprised if he doesn't actually start right away, but he should be in that rotational lineup. I'm just giving you guys what I've been told. He should be in that rotational lineup, though. Hopefully he is in the starting lineup, but Kellen Mond also was talking about the guy that I mentioned, Hezekiah Jones also. So Hezekiah Jones should be in that lineup somewhere. I know for sure that him and Demond Demas, Demond Demas, those guys both should be in that rotational lineup, if anything. If they're not starting on that field, they should be in that rotational lineup. Of course, we will find out come Saturday. But anywho, let's go ahead and move along. So what's crazy is that I was reading it this morning, and of course I'm putting my statistical stats out there for the A&M defense against the Arkansas offense. This was crazy. The preview. Did not know this, and no, this is not when I wrote it. Did not know this at all. It said the preview on here, can the Texas A&M defense stop the Arkansas offense? That's crazy, because I was going to break down those things anyway. So the statistical things that they've given on this one is excuse me on that. I'm sorry. But the things that they mentioned on this one is you can ascertain, and I'm just reading off the article here, you can ascertain Texas A&M's strengths and weaknesses on that side of the ball very easily just by looking at their numbers. And you don't want to have to play the game close to the line of scrimmage. So this is what they had, and this is just the SEC statistical rankings. 7th in scoring defense at 29 points per game. 2nd in rushing defense at 76 yards per game. 13th in pass efficiency defense at 165 overall. That is almost dead last in the conference, people. That's bad. And we all know that that's our weakness anyway. So I know that's true. 3rd in total defense at 355 yards per game. With the 13th in passing efficiency, we're still ranked 3rd in the SEC defense alone with 355 yards per game. That's pretty amazing there. Anywho, let's move along. So now we get down to the Arkansas offense. Arkansas is pretty pedestrian on offense, in which I spoke of, but gosh, you didn't want to believe me. But anyways, Arkansas is pretty pedestrian on offense, especially when you factor in the contributions of their defense to score points or create opportunities for that side of the ball. That is why I made that prediction of 41-17. What did I tell you guys? I said they weren't ready. They're not a team that's all the way ready team-wise overall. The defense, though, now the defense is the ones that are ready, but that offense is not ready yet. They're not a team. They're not a full team that's ready overall. Now, should their record be 2-2? Hell no. It should be like 3-1 at the moment. But that's a story for another day. I will let the Arkansas fans tell you all about that. Okay? But anywho, let's keep moving along. So, this is the offense. 11 in scoring offense at 23 points per game. That's the Arkansas offense. 13 in rushing offense at 102 yards per game. 7 in passing efficiency at 141 overall. 11 in total offense at 34.7 yards per game. I believe that's what they meant to say. They look like they got it all jumbled up here, but they are 11 in total offense. That's what I was getting at. That's why I made that prediction, people. That is why I made that prediction. I knew I was going to have a lot of Arkansas fans that disagree with that, and I was going to have some of our fans disagreeing with that. But even with some of our Aggie community that was disagreeing, now they're starting to do their research and they're actually agreeing with it. It's others that are agreeing with it. I know that this is a hard-fought rivalry. This is actually a rival instead of, the LSU rivalry, in which that's the SEC rivalry. But no, this here goes back to the Southwest Conference days, and when we were over there with those. This rivalry lies deep. This is a deep down south rivalry against those guys. This is the next true rivalry to Texas, people. This is the next true rivalry to Texas. Arkansas is the second. It's the second true rival that we have as opposing to Texas, which is Texas will always be the true number one rival. Hell, we all know that. The Longhorn fans, they know that too. A lot of guys want that back and blah, blah, blah. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about this. This is the actual rivalry. These were the points that I was making, though, man. That's why I said 41-17. I know a lot of guys were hot at that. They were mad at that. How can you say that? Well, that's why. That's why I said it. So, but we will find out come Saturday. I know that for sure. But that is a fact that I was speaking. It can be like a 41-17. My numbers aren't always right. I'm not perfect. I know this. But hell, y'all listen to the professionals, and most of the time they're not right. But what I'm saying is I may just be more closer than the professionals. But anywho, we will find out come Saturday. Just stay tuned. We'll find out come Saturday. Anywho, let's move along from that. Let's go ahead and get off into it. So, this is our A&M defense versus that Arkansas offense. Let's get into the deep statistics nationally. All right. I love to give you the national statistics, not just the SEC, the national statistics. So let's get off into it. Let's see what you guys think. Leave your comments below, just like you guys have been doing. And I thank you guys for that. I'm at about 156, 57, or 156 or 157 subscribers now. Yes, people, I look at that. I want you guys to tell other people. Continue to do that. Anywho, let's get off into it. To my Arkansas fans that's coming to those comments and actually looking at the videos and saying I like the video, stuff like that, I thank you guys for that, man. I love that. Let's bring it in. Bring it in, people. Okay. A&M total defense is 29th in the country with 354 yards per game. Arkansas total offense is 78th in the country with 346.5 yards per game. 29th, 78. A&M's first down defense is 39th in the country. Arkansas first down offense is 67th in the country. You guys see what I'm getting at here? It's kind of making sense to you? Let's keep going. A&M's third down defense is 84th in the country. Mike Elko, if you're listening, please get that fixed. I'm pretty sure on this bye week, he's addressed that issue. I'm pretty sure Jimbo Fisher has addressed that issue to him. Arkansas's third down offense, 83rd in the country. Pretty sure Sam Pittman has addressed that with Kendall Browse over there at Arkansas. Get that together. I know it. I know people. 84th, 83rd. Kind of neck and neck there. All right? We will see who's the better team on that side of the third downs come Saturday. A&M fourth down defense is 94th in the country with 2 out of 4 given up. Arkansas fourth down offense is 64th in the country with 2 out of 4 made. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. They're just alike on that. Keep moving along. A&M passing defense is 79th in the country with 279 yards per game. We know that that's our weakness, people. Arkansas fans, if you're listening, A&M fans, I know you guys tuned in. We know this is our weakness. What have we been hollering about? What have we been raving about in our Aggie sports group, in our talks along with Aggie fans, period? That passing defense needs to get fixed. We know this. They had a bye week. We will find out come Saturday. We will find out. Once again, we will find out come Saturday. Okay? We will see what we're all about come Saturday. We know this. You know, we know that that's our weakness. Come on, people. This isn't nothing new to us. We know that that's our weakness. We'll get it fixed. A&M passes intercepted is 41st in the country with 4. We have 4 defensive interceptions, people. A&M passing defense efficiency. A&M passing defense efficiency is 93rd in the country with 93 out of 128. Look here, I'm gonna tell you like this. If your defense is giving up 93 passes out of 128 passing attempts, then something needs to get fixed there. Okay? The defense made a stand against Mississippi State because they didn't have a good passer rate in that game. So we made a stand on that. All I'm asking the defense to do is just keep it going. 93 out of 128 is not good. We're 93rd in the country. We know this, people. Like I say, we know that that's our weakness, and we know that you guys are going to attack that weakness. Come on, man. That's just a part of the game. We know this. Elko, if you're listening once again, tighten it up, please. Anywho, the Arkansas passing offense is 41st in the country with 244.3 yards per game. Arkansas passes thrown for interceptions is 69th in the country with 4. Arkansas passing efficiency is 44th in the country with 83 out of 131. Okay? A&M rushing defense is 7th in the country with 75.5 yards per game. Arkansas rushing offense is 88th in the country with 102.3 yards per game. Looks like we have the bigger advantage when it comes down to running the ball. All right. A&M team tackles for loss is 65th in the country. Arkansas tackles for loss given up is 67th in the country. Which means what? We have the advantage right there. We're going to attack that weakness. That's why I said that Arkansas offensive line is real shaky. They're real shaky, and I know this because I sat there and I watched film. Anyways, let's keep moving along on that. I'm just giving you guys perspective. If you didn't do any research, go back and do your research, please. You don't have to believe me on these things. I'm just giving you what's being given to me. Let's carry on. A&M team sacks is 43rd in the country with 10 on the season. Arkansas sacks allowed is 73rd with 11 given up on the season. What did I just say about that Arkansas offensive line? They're real shaky and inconsistent. Aggie fans, if you're listening, I got A&M at least getting 4 to 5 sacks this Saturday on Felipe Franks. Mark my words on that. And that's a bold statement, but mark my words on that. DeMarvin Leal, Michael Clemens, Bobby Brown, Fidel Diggs, if he gets in there with that heavy rotation, those guys there, they're going to have a field day. Let's keep moving along. A&M red zone defense is 80th in the country. We know we need to get this fixed. This is nothing new to us. What I tell you guys once again, we know these things are our weakness. We will get that handled very quickly come Saturday. If it doesn't get handled, okay, then we might just have a ball game. Arkansas red zone offense is 51st in the country. That ain't good. That ain't good. A&M on fumbles recovered is 48th in the country with either 3 or 4. I don't remember what that is, either 3 or 4. Arkansas on fumbles lost is 58th in the country with 3 on the season. A&M turnovers gained is 48th in the country with 6. Arkansas turnovers lost is 62nd in the country with 7 loss. A&M on block kicks is tied for 15th in the country. Arkansas on blocked kicks allowed is tied for 1st in the country with 0, of course. A&M on block punts is tied for 6th in the country with 1. Only got 1. Arkansas on block punts allowed is tied for 1st with only 0. So they haven't given up anything there neither. Time of possession though, Arkansas is 90th in the country, in which means they love to go real fast. Okay? But what comes with that, going real quick, is quick 3 and outs for if your offense is just not clicking right. Okay? So you guys have to understand of why I made that prediction the way I made that prediction. That was only because of the things that I'm actually looking at. So I love to give you guys a perspective of the things that I'm looking at, man. If you guys can go back to that game, anybody out there who's going to do their actual research, Arkansas fans, if you guys want to do the research as well, go back and do your research. Look at your offensive line. Your offensive line is not good. I know these things. The only reason why I'm saying that you guys aren't ready all the way yet is because last year, do you not know the bullshit that we went through, A&M? Do you not know the bullshit that we went through last year and we came away with a 8-5 season? We went through some bullshit, man. Our offensive line was one of the worst in the country. And now we've made our way to our offensive line being one of the best in the country. That's a major change, man. So that's the only reason why I'm saying, Arkansas, you guys are not ready yet. You're not ready yet, but Sam Pittman will get you there. Trust and believe me, Sam Pittman will get you there, people. He will. Any Arkansas fans who's out there doubting Sam Pittman, man, you're crazy. You're crazy. And this is coming from a Texas A&M fan. You guys are crazy. Y'all are crazy. But what I want you guys to understand is that it takes time. It takes time. Hell, it took Jimbo Fisher 3 years to get to this actual spot that he's in right now. It took him 3 years to fix that offensive line, man. 3. It's taking him even longer to fix our defensive backfield because you have to simply keep on recruiting guys to fit that scheme of what Mike Elko is trying to do. That isn't easy. That's not easy going out there and trying to cover Alabama receivers every damn year. No. That isn't easy going out there trying to cover Ole Miss's receivers every year. And they by far has one of the top 5 wide receiver rooms almost each and every year. And that was way before Lane Kiffin got there. That been that way since Hugh Freeze. So you guys got to understand that. Also, another wide receiver field that I'm thinking of is LSU, man. Shit, you can't just go out there and just expect to cover them on some base defense. No, hell no. We all knew that they've been having good wide receivers, but it takes good skill backs to get out there and cover those guys, man. They hadn't had a quarterback. That's the only reason why LSU had never went any further than what they've been. But we ain't talking about that. We're talking about their wide receivers, man. It takes a lot to cover these fast wide receivers in the SEC West alone. Not the SEC East. The SEC West alone. It takes a lot to cover those guys. But we got that fixed. The defensive line has really never been an issue with A&M. Never. It's really never been an issue. It's only been an issue on the next half of the season. We've always had that issue. Not a good team in November. Always had that issue. What I'm saying is, Jimbo Fisher has finally now gotten it fixed. We're now starting to see progress. We're now starting to see progress. So, once again, that's my final score prediction is 41-17. A lot of you guys are still going to be mad at that. That's fine. That's okay. I'm okay with that. You guys can disagree. That's totally fine with me. But what I'm saying is that it takes time, and the time is now for this Texas A&M team to go out there and put it all together. That was all that I was saying. So, anywho, once again, guys, give me your score predictions because it's time. It's Thursday, so go ahead and start laying your score predictions. Please do. Once again, the time for the game is 6:30 p.m. on SEC Network. We do not have a CBS game. Should we have had a CBS game? Yeah, probably so. But we do not have a CBS game, people. This game will not be on ESPN either. This game will be on SEC Network, really for the first time ever, because ever since we've been playing Arkansas in Jerry Worlds out there, it's been on like ESPN the whole time. It has never been on SEC Network to my knowledge. Probably only the 2012 season, but either 2012 and 2013 season, but that's about it. I think Jerry World started a little bit after Manziel had left. I think the year after he had left. So that was 2014 when we started this. We've been playing Jerry World ever since. Once again, the game is at 6:30 p.m. on SEC Network. The weather is feeling good right now. Who's to say how it's going to feel on Saturday night? I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty chilly. So please, guys, once again, bundle up. And also, guys, please wear your mask. Please wear your mask and stop the spread. We do not want this thing to continue to linger. It's up to us to stop it. Wear the mask, please. Please wear the mask. Once again, it's the Homemade Podcast Sports with your host, J Pops. Please, guys, hit that subscribe button. Coming to you guys, I'm going to be coming to you continually Monday through Thursday and on Sunday with the Overreaction Edition. Once again, it's the Homemade Podcast Sports with your host, J Pops. Guys, please subscribe. Continue to subscribe. I love it. I love it. I love it. You guys are making me put out more content because you guys are wanting more content. So please continue to subscribe. Also, tell a friend, please. But guys, please follow me on Facebook at JPops. Also with hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. Also follow me on Instagram at JPops2020 and also on Twitter at JPops05. Once again, I thank you guys and I love you guys. Hashtag Giggle Maggies. SEC West. College football playoff world. Dark horse. And thank you guys for tuning in to the hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. Please, guys, subscribe to the YouTube page and also follow me on Twitter at JPops, on Instagram at JPops, and also on Facebook at hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports.
Thank you guys once again. Hashtag Giving Maggots.